And welcome to the We Like Sports Show. This is your host, Ed in Columbus. I'm chilling with Keith Allen right now. Casey's going to join us. This is our 100th episode on the We Like Sports Show. So I'm going to have a cast of characters come on through. So I thought I'd get that kicked off and get it going. But Keith, how you doing, my guy?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. This air quality is affecting us all right now in Columbus. It's kind of hazy.
Man, it's hazy up here too.
Yeah, you know what? Blame Canada. Always worried about our southern border, but it looks like the people up north are causing all the problems right now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but you know what we'll do right now? We'll pay some bills right now. Do you need a pre-workout, Keith? We Like Sports Show and Titan Nutrition have teamed up, so head over to titannutrition.net / We Like Sports. Get 10% off and get the guns that Casey has. Hi, Casey. How you doing, my guy? Yeah, look at those guns right there. So head on over to Titan Nutrition. They'll get you set up. And I can't forget, Casey put out a nice tweet. Don't forget to check out the Snooze You Lose podcast with Uncle Joe, the Black Bookie. Casey, tell him what he's done the last 3 weeks.
3 weeks ago, he started the hot streak. Guess what happened the week after that? He got the W. And then this week, he had the Mets' first 5 money line with Max Scherzer going, and he got that as well because they scored in the bottom of the 5th to take that. So 3 weeks in a row, we got him.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. So you got to check out the Black Bookie, the Snooze You Lose podcast with Uncle Joe. He has the Snooze You Lose pick of the week on Sunday. Like I said, he's been hot lately, and it's a good thing. So check on over to his website and check that out. And guys. So Casey, how's it going, my guy?
I'm not bad. Nothing crazy going on over here. I don't know if I missed you guys. What's going on in Columbus?
Relatively quiet day. Ohio State football talks heating up because obviously the SEC's having their media days. So all the talk in Columbus is we're going to have ours, I think, like next week or the week following. So, yeah, I mean, college football is kicking off pretty soon. So, obviously, Columbus, Ohio, but the heart and soul of Buckeye Nation. So, that's what we got going on.
How about you, Keith?
Up here in Cleveland, it's really been quiet. You know, they talking a little bit about the Cavs Summer League. They're in the Summer League Championship. And the main thing is the Browns. And a lot of people probably are checking out on the Guardians, you know, especially after yesterday.
It's the four-game losing streak. Biggest all year.
Yeah, it's
no Bieber.
No Bieber.
2 weeks at least. He's not getting surgery, but still 2 weeks.
Yeah, that cannot be good. What are we drinking? What are we drinking tonight, Casey, for the audience? Oh, we're living the high life, the champagne of beers, everyone.
That's right.
Yeah, and if anybody sponsors out there, I always have a Mountain Dew, so that's why I'm always talk so fast and as jittery as I am because I suck down Mountain Dew so fast. My son looks at me, he's like, "That's all you live on, Dad," and he's absolutely correct. That is all I live on. I figured there's a little bit of water in here somewhere, right?
Are you playing Call of Duty as well in the background, or what?
No, right. But you know what's going to be going on in the background? Do you hear that, Casey? Do you hear that, Keith? I can hear it. It's time for breaking news. That's right. This is Ed in Columbus with your We Like Sports breaking news. Marketa Vondrousova won the Wimbledon ladies singles title. Who knew that a player unseeded could flourish on grass? That's my dad joke. Rumor has it that the Cleveland Browns will be getting alternate white helmets for the upcoming season. Too bad the team can't white out fan memories since 1999. The Cleveland Cavaliers are in the finals of the NBA Summer League tonight. That's right, LeBron. Take that. We can do it without you. And finally, free agent wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who said he wanted to play for a team with a good quarterback, a good defense, and organizational stability, chose the Tennessee Titans. Hopkins proved it wasn't all about the Benjamins. He proved it was only about the Benjamins. This is Ed in Columbus with your We Like Sports. Great news. I tell you what, that one, the first one about the Wimbledon and the unseated in the grass, I told that one to my son yesterday. I really like that one. I know nobody.
I can't believe that you were able to say that name.
You know what? I actually did my homework on that one and went to 2 different sites so I could pronounce it correctly because probably nobody really even knows who she is, and I think she's from like Czechoslovakia or something. I had no idea who she was, but
I didn't. I don't know anybody in women's tennis.
I didn't know who she was.
I'm old school. Give me Steffi Graf. Give me Martina Navratilova. Give me Monica Seles. I'm old school. And
mine's Maria Sharapova is the one.
Okay, all right, Sharapova. Yeah. What about what's the one that was with Enrique Iglesias? Oh yeah, Sharapova, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then the two Williams sisters.
Yeah, the Williams sisters.
That's all I know.
I'll tell you what, though. Not to get on tennis too much, but I would rather watch women's tennis over men's tennis because there's no volleying back and forth. It's just ace, return winners and everything, especially on grass. But okay, done with tennis because obviously nobody's going to listen to us anymore.
That's tennis hot takes.
But I will say one thing. Did you know this? Fun fact. I did play tennis in high school, and yours truly.
Oh, okay.
Back-to-back MVPs, Grove City High School in 1997, 1998, and back-to-back district qualifier, 1 win away from making the state tournament. Unfortunately, we ran into a team from Upper Arlington. Upper Arlington, the same school that Jack Nicholas went to, the Golden Bears. So, yeah, they're a little good at the club sports. So, yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there for everybody. But, Casey, I'm glad we were talking, Keith. Let's talk. Let's just go in. Let's talk about the Guardians. Went to Texas. Unfortunately, they left Texas with no victories. Started out promising, up 4-0. Had the Naylor brothers hitting home runs, and then Texas happened to us. Casey, give us a little synopsis, and then Keith, we'll go into what you got to say about the weekend that was for the Guardians.
So, the issue here was that first game, like you said, 4-0. You thought you could turn it off almost, right? You get into the 8th inning, 7th inning, it's done. Like, we're good to go.
It's over.
You give them 12 runs. That's not even, possible. I didn't even think that was an outcome, that would happen. Even when we were down 7-4, I thought we had a chance to still win it.
What does Lee Corso always say? Lee Corso always say, not so fast, my friend.
That's what I mean. So I thought we had a shot. You thought, but I guess I was wrong. The next game, was it 2-0 or I think we lost
2-0.
Yeah. That was tough too because he had such a good outing. Because was it Bieber that struggled at first, or was that yesterday that he struggled?
It was yesterday.
Yeah, and then fought through after the first 2 runs. Yep. It's just tough, right? That one we could have won. Then last night I watched it. We gave that one away. It's. Would you rather have us get blown out every game, or this thing where we should have it and then we just lose it somehow?
Well, from an entertainment standpoint, watching the game, I don't know. I guess I would rather have him blow it because it was entertaining up to a certain point.
But it's more heartbreaking.
Yeah, but I guess maybe you're right. If you're going to get blown out, maybe by the 5th inning, you find something else to do. You look at your family.
You don't waste 3 hours. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keith, what's your take on what happened in Arlington this weekend?
All I knew is on Friday. We were up 4-0. Then I was watching Summer League. The next thing I know, we was down 12-4. I was like, what in the world? What happened? So Saturday comes. It was a pretty well-played game. They only lost 2-0. And think about it. You hold Texas to 2 runs.
Yeah, you got to win those kind of games, though.
You got to win those games. And we've lost too many of those games. And then yesterday, what really pissed me off is that they had Trevor Steffens in there.
Mm.
And you knew he didn't have it when he walked the first 2 guys. So instead of pulling him, they send the pitching coach out to talk to him, and then they just start tearing him up.
Well, it's funny because he was one of the guys that got a contract extension in the offseason, and he's a big part of the success last year. And I'm just wondering what happened to him because the bullpen was one of the strong suits. And I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and it was kind of I don't know if it's a mirage or whatever, but the Guardians actually their bullpen is one of the best in baseball. And from what I'm seeing, if that's the case, how bad are other team bullpens in baseball? Because I'm not feeling it this year. And I think it's a magnitude of other things. It's like the thing, your ship there's a hole in it, and you fix it, but then you look backwards and there's another hole, and it seems like all seasons, like one thing breaks down, you fix it, but then another thing goes, and it's just like they can't right the ship, and they can't get it all kind of going and sailing and smooth direction at the same time, and it's kind of very frustrating as a Guardians fan. And now they're climbing more games below 500, and you see the Twins. I mean, they're not doing anything spectacular, but they beat Oakland this weekend. I mean,
they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, they did what they were supposed to do. And if we could have got one game at least in Texas, that would have been what we should have supposed to do.
Yesterday or Saturday was the game to get. Yesterday we was up 5-2 in the 8th inning. The Fry dude, they need to play that guy more often.
David Fry. Did Casey talk about David Fry? Because we were a couple of weeks ago, you'd bring that name up and we'd snicker and we'd laugh. But to Keith's point, I think maybe we should play him some more.
It's kind of crazy. Truthfully, you think about it, like where did he come from, right? If you type him up in what's it called, Baseball Reference, only thing it says is 2023 is the first year he's ever played any stats for him, right? Wow. He's 27 years old.
What's he been doing? It's like this guy, he doesn't have DNA on his fingerprints or so, what I'm saying?
And like I'm saying, he plays every position. Like, he's not an all-star at any of them, but he's, you could play him decently, right? Not giving up crazy errors. And he's hitting 270, I think, or something like that. You would never think that guy starting the year. If you said David Fry, who even knew who he was? After, let's say,
I don't think his parents know who he is.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of crazy. Like, even like I said, he's not hitting 300, but still he's hitting decent. And he came through yesterday, which could have won the game, but obviously, like I said, didn't happen. But still.
Well, okay, then fine. Let's go around. Keith, I'll start with you, and then we'll go to Casey. You're the manager. You're Tito Francona right now, or you're the front office. What do we do to fix this? Because, we thought, we could just kind of teeter with the way we're going and kind of still win the division. But I don't know, with the way we're going, maybe we do got to make some moves or bring some guys up. So Keith, I'll throw it to you first. What would you do? I mean, besides panic, because I think if you get on social media, especially on Guardians Twitter, that's what they're doing right now.
Well, first, they need to bring up Gonzalez, need to bring up SpongeBob. Yes. I don't know what's the problem. I mean, you'll let him sit in the minors, but you're content with your outfield. 8 homers combined.
That's bad.
With your outfield. And they need to bring up Gonzalez. And right now, like I said, Strauss should be the 4th outfielder.
Yes.
Either put Brennan or Quan in center, and whoever between and left, and Gonzalez in right field.
Yeah.
Because we got too many holes. And then there's another question. How come Bo Naylor wasn't playing on Sunday?
Right after
he came in late.
You noticed that as well, because a lot of people on social media said a lot.
It's like, what's going on? Why he's not playing?
It's like I'm sure Ed saw. They said you have to. Tito's like, I have to sit him because he's not playing the small ball where he hits 450-foot home runs instead of a blue center. Yeah. They said so. I had to take him out. He wasn't playing the Guardian
He's
style.
doing things that
but we need that. We don't have really, but 2 people that can hit the ball consistently.
Yeah.
That's Jose and Josh, big brother.
Yeah.
And little brother and Fry is starting to do his thing, even though nobody knows where he came from. But
my God! Holy
speaking of where did they come from? Peyton Vince, come on down. You know what I want to say too. Happy 100th episode of the We Like Sports Show. Congratulations, my guy.
Hey, happy 100th episode, guys. We're here. And my hair's a mess. I ended up celebrating it. I need to get a haircut soon. Figured I could end up doing the man bun. I know Ed's big on it. I've heard from Casey.
Oh, I definitely. Oh, yeah, you know it.
It's right under the hat of Ed's. That's why he's hiding it. That man.
Yes. Where's the champagne at, Vince? Where's the champagne at? Let's go.
The champagne, not a sponsor, right here. CM Punk's finest.
Okay, hey, well, you said, where's the champagne? What did you say earlier?
Living the high life.
High life.
Yeah, not a sponsor, any of these guys. You have the matching hat too?
Get the sponsor. Let's go.
Well, more high life. Where you at?
Sponsor me, yeah.
Yeah, well, Peyton, tell us what you think about the Guardians, or give us something. I don't know, throw something out there, because it's getting gloom or doom right now because we keep talking about Cleveland's baseball team and things ain't going so well.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's not anything looking forward to right now with Shane Bieber. I know on Friday's show you guys talked about him going down, and that wasn't a good start to begin with. And I mean, you have is Xavier Curry going tonight? I think there's going to be some good potential out of him. I'm confident seeing what he has to do. But, I mean, with all these young guns at this point, too, you don't really have another choice. Tristan McKenzie, you're kind of stuck with. He's going to end up having Tommy John, I think, at some point, without a doubt. I mean, Shane Bieber's right around that track. I mean, look at what the pitchers are doing right now. They're all stuck with elbow injuries. You're two aces, essentially. It's rough being a Guards fan.
Yeah, not good. Hopefully, they go to Pittsburgh, I think, tonight, and obviously have a series with the Bucks. So we'll see if they can get some wins there. But like I said, it's one thing they get pitching one day, but then they don't get hitting. Then they get the hitting and they don't get the pitching. It's just then it's starters versus bullpen. It's just like one thing after another. So
yep.
I don't know what we can do as Guards fans.
It's like we said, though. I think I've said it many times. You have the team that, like, if they're all on at once, we could be one of the best teams in baseball, right? If everyone plays their potential at once. But then you also have, like you said now, where it's someone stepping up, one that's stepping down, and no one else. Everyone's in the middle, right? It's not doing much to stand out like we have been. So it's tricky, because I know they could be good, but I know they could be bad as well.
And I mean, that's kind of been the whole standpoint of the Guardians this year, is that it's so streaky. Like, you ended up turning the corner. It's June. They ended up having a better record. And now you end up having July now, middle of July after the All-Star break, and it's like we're back to April now, it seems. It's frustrating. But all these young guys you end up calling up right now, we're lucky. You definitely, as Guardians fans, you're lucky, because after a while, you can't end up having this pitching factory consistently.
I don't know, man. We have been for a long time, so...
What's Peyton Vince doing right now? You're the GM of the Cleveland Guardians. What are you doing? You making moves? You bringing up? What are you doing? Because
man, that's a tough question. I mean, Valera, I was big on, but after seeing him suspended, I think I wouldn't mind trading him for Nolan Jones at this point.
Yeah,
Nolan Jones. I mean, he's killing it in Colorado. You can't doubt him. You can't hate him. I mean,
but Ed said before, hitting in Colorado is a lot different,
That is true. Look at Trevor's story. What he did in Colorado and what he did in Boston.
I got another name for y'all.
Ronnie Belliard, Casey. I'm a big Ronnie Belliard fan. He did it in Colorado, and he did it in 2004 in Cleveland. I'll never forget.
Number one fan right there.
I got another name for y'all, for the Guardians, that they traded away. They just gave him away to the team down south, Cincinnati. Will Vincent.
Yep.
Correct.
We're supposed to have fun here. This is supposed to be fun here. We're getting kind of gloom and doom, mentioning who's not in Cleveland anymore.
Hey, there's still 2.5 games out of first place, so that's not the gloom and doom part. We're still on a
Thank you. We needed
but
that.
The Athletics could be 2.5 out of second and first with the way they are in the AL Central. It depends what division we play in.
Well, they're moving closer to the Central. That's good.
What else is new with that?
Yeah, because Detroit is only like about 4 games behind the Guardians now.
Detroit's just, I feel like we don't, as AL Central opponents, I feel like we don't talk about them enough because they've jumped so far within the past year with how well they've played. They got a lot of young guys. You had Miguel Cabrera that's still, I think, around. If not, he's in a very minor role. He's not playing every day.
No.
Kind of like with Cincinnati and Joey Votto. If they do it right, you could kind of do that veteran leadership and just go ahead with the youth movement. And right now, that's where Cleveland's lacking. You don't have any veterans outside of Jose Ramirez, and he's a veteran because he stayed here for a while. It's not like he's been a veteran playing for a long time. He's only in his late 20s.
I mean, Miguel Cabrera, you said he's right now he's 40 years old, and he's hitting 250,
He's hitting his weight.
Being 40, no, his weight's 267, surprisingly. But,
well, throughout his career, he hit his weight at least.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, his batting average is 305 for his career. And his WAR 67.4. So, I mean, he's done so much.
How many home runs he got this year, Casey?
2.
I was about to say.
Oh, more. Hey, that's 2 more than Miles Straw.
He's got one.
He's got one
more than Miles Straw. There you go.
Miles Straw does not have a negative amount of home runs, thankfully.
Yeah.
What do you think about Miles Straw?
You know, if you would have asked me that question about like a month and a half ago, I would say I'm okay with him in the lineup. And defensively, overall, I mean, he's a huge replacement, but I think that's exactly what he is in later innings. You should have Will Brennan. You should have maybe Oscar Gonzalez. I'm not against him coming up to the big leagues at this point because he was a second half power like threat throughout last year. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But
I mean, maybe Sandy Leon.
Sandy Leon, that's your boy.
He's back.
MLB The Show 20's finest.
That's right. He's a stud. What can I say?
No,
oh, man. Who's more of a stud? Here you go. Bo Naylor or Sandy Leon?
Fuck Sandy Leon. He had like 131 for us in his career. Come on, you can't top that.
131.
Take away those Naylor Royals games, he's hitting about 130.
Yeah. If you end up excluding those.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
Do you think the Guardians got Sandy Leon back because they're going to make a play for Ohtani using him?
Yeah.
Is he going back to
Anaheim? He knows that's the catcher he needs.
That is
Shane
right.
Bieber, Amid Rosario, Sandy Leon, and throw in a vending machine and get it back Ohtani only and give him part of a TV deal. Perfect.
There you go.
We can get back what's his name? Monix from the semi-pro. You got traded for a washing machine with Woody Harrelson.
Man.
Well, there it is. But you know what I thought we could have a little fun because I know it's been the way that it is with our Guardians. But you know what? It is our 100th episode. With that, we have to keep it 100. I have a game that I'm going to play. I'm going to throw out a statement, and we're going to keep it 100. And you're going. I'm going to read the statement to you, and you tell me why it's 100 or basically say why I'm an idiot. That's fair enough. You know?
Well, so I can start off.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. We're not playing yet.
Okay. Well, you know what, Peyton, you are going to go first.
Oh, damn. I spoke up too soon.
Well, Terry Francona is not the manager he once was and should be fired if the Guardians miss the playoffs. Just keeping it 100. Is that?
Man, that's actually.
Hey, he ain't as good as he once was, but he's once good as he ever was. So,
I'd honestly. Does that also come with a changed up lineup then too? If you end up getting guys like Gonzalez, you end up getting David Fry not as often in there, but at times he's better replacement, and Jimenez at shortstop. Does that also come with Tito being out of it, or
well, I guess?
Does that come with the lineup changes? I guess because if so, not a bad idea right now because there's a lot of guys. Look at Tyler Freeman; he should be playing way more than what he is.
I agree.
True.
So I think keeping it 100, I think that I don't know here's what it is. I don't think Tito's ever getting fired. I think it would be the club would come out and say, we've agreed to part ways and blah, blah, blah. Or he's just
going to retire, I think.
I don't think
you end up continuing after that.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be harmonious with the club, but all right, Casey, it's your turn. Dak Prescott is not as bad as you say he is because he came out today. And he said this year he's not throwing 10 interceptions. I think he's going to throw 11, but he says he's not throwing 10. Is that you bang on Dak Prescott a lot and everything, but is he as bad as what you say he is, or kind of put that out?
I mean, I don't necessarily say he's not good, but I mean, it's like Derek Carr. I think they're not gonna win it all. They can get good numbers, but they're not gonna carry a team to where they need to go type player. So I don't know. I do think the picks are an outlier because if you do look at his career, he hasn't thrown many near as how many he threw last year. So, I mean, it's possible, but every year they just can't put it together as a team, Is it Prescott as the Cowboys? I'm not sure, but until he carries him to the Super Bowl at least, right? Gets him a chance in there, which is where Josh Allen's going to be, I think, in 2 years. Right, if they don't make the Super Bowl in 2 years, I think Josh Allen might be like, "Oh, is he the man that can carry the Buffalo Bills?" So, I mean, There's a group of quarterbacks, like I said, that are great, puts up good numbers, but really, can't carry a team.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Keith, I know I got this one especially for you because you love talking about the Browns. Kevin Stefanski is not a leader of men and is too robotic to get his players to win for him.
We're going to find that out this year.
Yes, we are.
Because it ain't check out. Everybody, the finger's been pointed at. First, it was Baker. Baker's not here no more. Then it was OBJ. He's not here no more. Then it was Joe Woods. And it was the special teams coach, Prefer or somebody.
Yeah, Mike Prefer.
Yep.
They're not there no more. So, and now you have a healthy Deshaun Watson. Everybody else is healthy. It's time to get results.
It's funny that you said Stefanski's never finished above third place, I believe, in the division. So
never have. You're right. Even the year they went to the playoffs, they finished in third.
There's only 4 teams. I'm just saying.
And like I said, if he don't get it done, you might be close to a rebuild. If you really think about it, because you got Myles Garrett, he's been frustrated. And can you convince them with another coach and another system going into year 8?
David Njoku too.
Things are going to get better. And you got Nick Chubb. He'll be going into year 7 if it don't work out this year. Okay, Njoku, yeah, you're right. He's going into year 8 as well, but Njoku done got paid. So.
Exactly. What do you think though about the 2 teams that are above us? What's them? What's the difference maker, right? Like you said, we've happened over third. So what's the difference maker in those 2 teams?
Cincinnati, it's Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow gives that team a whole different dynamic.
I don't hate to mix up with the Steelers over here. They're not.
That's right. Yeah, Peyton, give us your Steelers. Yes, go ahead.
So honestly, I mean, this is no hate to the Browns whatsoever, but I honestly think the AFC North this upcoming year is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people expect. I mean, Pickett is huge. He ended up getting a lot of experience last year, and in the games that TJ Watt played in, they were damn near undefeated, which is huge. If you end up having somebody defensively that could impact you like that, they ended up adding, I want to say, Darnell Washington. That's a tight end. That's 6'7". They're connecting early on before OTAs, before training camps. You end up having George Pickens, who's been a monster off the line, and you have Najee Harris too. That's going to be a lot closer of a division. I don't think there's a for sure lock in the AFC North this year.
That's true. And the one thing, like you said, the thing is that Stefanski has to prove this year, can he get 2 wins out the Browns that he's not supposed to get? Because I know Mike Tomlin can do it. Hell, Pittsburgh should have went 7-10, 6-11, and they wound up going 9-8. I know Harbaugh can do it in Baltimore.
That's why I asked you that question, Keith, because it comes down to this, and I think, Peyton, you nailed it when you said the AFC North will be closer, because it comes down to this. I think the coaching, I think the difference is Stefanski has to show that he's as good as Harbaugh is in Baltimore, as even Tomlin is in Pittsburgh. I'm not saying Cincinnati's coach is all that, but, that team is so stacked, it's kind of hard, with their offense.
But he got them to the Super Bowl the year before and to the AFC Championship, and really a stupid penalty away from 2 straight Super Bowls.
Personal foul,
Yeah. So he's shown that he can win a game or 2 that he ain't supposed to win. But Stefanski has not proved that yet.
Okay.
But we will see this year.
We will. I got one more for each, and then I got one for all of you. Okay. So I got one I saved one for Casey because I just, okay. So this one goes to Peyton because I'll stick with baseball. Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player since Babe Ruth.
Is he the best baseball player since Babe Ruth?
Yes. And I know I know it's not a long sample, but
I feel like it's a loaded question, though. Like, I'd honestly, because he's killing two birds with one stone. He's playing both positions. He's a great starting pitcher. And, I mean, whether or not he's playing DH or pitching that day, I mean, I think he's potentially going to end up tying Judge this year or surpassing him with the record he just claimed last year. And for having, I think if he ends up beating that AL record, I think that's where you're ending up coming into play. And that's when he's going to end up getting the comparisons of being better than Babe Ruth because he could pitch and he could hit. That combination, Babe Ruth wasn't a great pitcher.
No.
I think he's better than Babe Ruth. Who the hell did Babe Ruth play against? He's fucking smoking cigars and drinking beer. You know, that's the thing.
Well, Casey, you're keeping it 100, and you're not wrong by saying that. You're not wrong. So we're keeping it 100.
It's that age gap, though, too, with that. Because Casey and I are younger. It's like, all right, you end up seeing that these younger guys, better potential. You end up having these guys out of college now. Look at Paul Skeens from LSU. You also had, I'm blanking on the one dude's name, the outfielder that got drafted number 1 overall and had like an 80-game hit streak. You're not getting that.
In Columbus.
It wasn't. And it might have been one of his kids.
Yeah, right. But no, I think you know what, Peyton. I think you're absolutely right. Let's just wait and see. But I think that he's on pace to do that, and especially if he gets that AL home run record, especially from Judge. It's like, how can you argue that? I mean, he's doing it on the hill and behind the plate. So, Casey, I'm waiting to give you this one. Now, as everybody knows, on the We Like Sports
LSU, I had to look it up.
Okay, yep. Everybody knows on the We Like Sports show, we have adopted the American League West. We love the American League West. We're gonna.
I almost bought an A's hat today.
Almost bought an A's hat. But we're not going to go to Oakland because Oakland's not going to be in Oakland much longer. We're going to go back to Arlington, the scene of the crime for the Guardians this past weekend. But we're going to talk about the Texas Rangers and Casey. Keeping it 100. Are the Texas Rangers only built for the regular season and not for October?
So you're asking me pretty much, are they the real deal? Right?
Yeah, I think I am.
Is it a facade? Is it actually?
Do they have enough pitching maybe in October? I mean,
what we talked about when we talked about the team before, they spent so much money on the pitching. Crazy. Like, we looked at it. We talked about it too. We named players, didn't know much, or we didn't know they were even on the team. Like, that was the team they were on.
We didn't know their names, Casey. We figured it out.
That's what I'm saying. So then that's the interesting thing about it. Like, do I think they can win the World Series? No. I don't. But do I think they could, make some noise and have hopes going into next year? Make one or two more moves, like an Arenado. Because he's at I think $30 million a year, right? But he's on a long contract. He's not doing much, getting up there in age. The Cardinals are selling. So he can get a player like him or one of the other guys from the Cardinals that they thought was the answer. I think it could push them. So I think this year, losing first round, I'm not a Rangers fan, but looking at it, I don't think they'd be upset, But I could see him making the second round as well. So that's the interesting thing about it for me. But there's only one way to find out. We got to wait and see.
Well, the dude has a comment. Rangers are for the regular season. In my eyes.
See. Well, we got to wait a few more months, but once we see, I'm on a strong feeling towards either side. You know what I mean? But that's what I think the best, like the most likely cases for the Rangers.
Fair enough. I think you're right. The 95 Indians obviously had the hitting and everything, but their pitching was underrated, and obviously they went to the World Series. I look at the Texas Rangers, and I don't know if they have enough pitching. We'll see. But their hitting is mighty fine. Keith, to you, and I say this one for you because I know you tend to gravitate towards football. Bill Belichick is nothing without Tom Brady, and honestly, he should just retire.
Well,
let's just keep it 100 here.
Okay.
Columbus, that's a quote from Eddie Columbus.
Well, when he was here in Cleveland, he was under 500. When he was here in Cleveland,
he did give us a playoff
before
victory.
Tom Brady. He got us one. Got us one. In New England, he struggled till Tom Brady came into the deal.
What's he done since Tom Brady? I mean,
nothing. Well, he went to the playoffs one year with Matt
Yeah,
Jones.
but in New England, that's nothing for them. That's nothing.
Right.
For them.
That's like
With
one of my
Mac
partners
Jones.
from Boston told me. He said, it don't matter about just going to the playoffs. We're about winning. So far, that theory is proven to be correct. And you're right. He is on the hot seat because Bobby wants to win this year.
Can you see him getting pushed out?
I can see that.
Because
Well,
I
the
can't
same
see
thing
him.
happened with Rodgers, so I don't see why it can't happen to a head coach. Like you
I
have
I
a
can see that.
Same
I can't
thing.
see Belichick retiring though, just because of the fact they don't want him. Like I could see him from spite going to a different team and saying, "Well, guess what? I don't need you guys to pay. I can make my own." Like Tom Brady did, you know.
Could you imagine if he ended up going to a rebuild team too? Like, let's say he went to let's say the Houston Texans and just started from the beginning.
Yeah. If Stroud has a good year, you know, and like we talked last week, like Tunzel was saying, he looks great, right? So if they do play up and they're not, and like I think they got a chance. So
Yeah. I mean,
Bill
D'Amico Ryan
could be coming to Cleveland again.
Uh-oh. So that's full circle. Let's do it. Let's do
Making
it.
Casey drink now.
All right, well, the last one for Keeping It 100, because we are celebrating our 100th episode of the We Like Sports show. This one's a fun one. And this one, I kind of take it near and dear to my heart, but mostly to my taste buds here. And ketchup, and we'll start with you, Peyton. Ketchup on a hot dog is not the cardinal sin social media makes it out to be.
I put ketchup on my hot dogs. Ketchup and relish.
do you mean
Mustard
do you mean
stand,
just ketchup? Do you mean just ketchup?
Well, I mean, look, I'm not going to yell at an 8-year-old kid for putting ketchup on a hot dog, let alone so.
Are you calling me an 8-year-old kid though?
No, only
Only ketchup. I'm saying.
If it's only ketchup, then that's what an 8-year-old kid would probably do. I particularly, I've eaten hot dogs with just ketchup only, and I can say it was a good hot dog. I don't think it
Was it chopped up too? Was it like a
It was not chopped.
I was going to ask, was it bun or no bun? Because if it's just ketchup and dog and no bun, yeah, like that. You're
That's what I mean. Yeah, chopped up with a fork.
I plead the fifth. I plead
going airplane mode, and I'm not talking about the phone.
Oh. I'm going to take a beating on this one. Casey, the cardinal sin is what we're all talking about.
Bo Naylor at the plate, Cardinal sin. I thought that's what he was going to say. I thought his screen froze.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to – if I have every option in front of me, I'm not going just ketchup. You know, like I'm not – but I don't think it's that bad. Like I would eat no – if you gave me an option of nothing on it, just plain hot dog or ketchup on a hot dog, I'd take the ketchup.
Thank you. I think that's what I was trying to get a consensus built on that. But yeah, okay. Keith, is it should I shame myself later?
Last time I had just ketchup on a hot dog when I was young. Then my taste buds matured. My taste buds matured. And then that's when I got into stadium mustard. I love that. Love it. Ketchup. I haven't had ketchup on a hot dog in a long time. But I won't berate or knock anybody that does that because everybody got different tastes.
But are you putting ketchup on like an Italian sausage or a Polish sausage?
No.
I am, but it might have some relish with it too, though.
Thank you, the dude. It's not that bad.
I'm just saying. That's what what do you put on one of those? Would you say Italian sausage, Polish sausage? What are you thinking?
Nothing if it's good. If it's a good
spicy mustard. Spicy mustard.
The dude said that ketchup and mayo is a great combo. Hold up now I have some questions because if you're talking hot dogs still, ketchup and mayo combined on a sauce for a hot dog,
it turns into something else.
They actually sell something. Yeah, they sell
like
that.
Thousand Island, isn't it?
They sell something like that.
Yeah.
You're hop to the store paid.
With my We Like Sports credit card that I heard I have apparently.
Yeah, for sure. That shit goes right into your back pocket.
Oh,
yeah, Casey says pick him up some more Miller High Life with that.
That's right.
Yeah, it's out of the show budget.
I got out of Peyton's pocket. That's fine.
See, this is why I stick with Pop. because I end up having to save the budget and condense because of Casey's drinking. He ends up
this shit costs the same as
beverages.
This is cheaper than a pop.
Well, if you're getting like a 12-pack, I'm sure. You're not.
That's what I'm saying.
Jeez, I don't know what to do with you guys here.
Well, I didn't know Miller High Life was a sponsor.
So you need to get out there. You need to get them on here. I'm telling you.
We got to just send some emails. It's possible.
I give you the high life moment of the evenings. Yeah.
Oh, what do you think they'd end up preferring on their hot dog? You know they'd want a beer.
Ketchup and spicy mustard. I'm not taking yellow mustard over spicy mustard. Are you?
I'm not taking mustard.
I'm not taking mustard.
Okay.
Man, I take
I'm taking stadium mustard or the spicy mustard over the regular yellow.
Perfect. Yep. I agree.
You don't want to be yellow.
That means me and Keith said this to both of you over there. So.
No. Jeez, but you know what? I want to throw this out there because I know we talk. But there's some NFL stuff going on with some running backs and some franchise tags and some major stuff going on with Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Tony Pollard. Now, they all were franchised, okay? And they all were not given guaranteed deals. Tony Pollard has signed his tender at $10.09 million. The other two have not. What's going on in the NFL? They do not value running backs, do they, Casey?
No, I don't think so. And it's the only way that bring that back, is if Jahmyr Gibbs, right? If he has a good start and what the hell is his name? The one that got picked high up in there.
Oh, Robinson?
Yeah, Robinson, correct.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not jumping off the stat sheet, right, to start the whole first year, I don't think that it's going to help, right? But if you see them, let's just say both of them are top 10, right? Top 10, and they're able to be productive on a decently average team, if not better. I think that might help. But if they're just falling around Rashad Penny back in the day, CJ Spiller, guys like that, then it's going to be what's done. Like, this is the last chance, I think. It's like how Pitts with tight ends.
Look at Breece Hall with the Jets. I mean, there was so many. He didn't even really play that often. He ended up playing probably like 5 games of fantasy predictions. They predicted him to be 1,000+ yard rusher.
Correct. And same with
Gibbs. If they do that, yeah, I agree. I think you're in great shape. But look at Dalvin Cook. He deserves to get paid, and he has.
Then there was a guy in the Bills too that was supposed James something. He was supposed to be good, huh?
James Cook.
Yeah, exactly. I drafted him in fantasy. I thought he had a chance. He didn't do shit the whole season. It's just like I said, Rashad Penny a couple of years ago. He was supposed to be big on Seattle because right after Lynch left, and it was nothing.
Well, the dude brings up a great point about Jacobs and Barkley. Teams where they don't trust quarterbacks, and especially Danny Dimes, and so and what
we talked about it last week.
Is Garoppolo going to play? We don't even still know what's going on in Vegas.
Same with the Niners.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, Purdy, or are you going to do Lance?
Yeah, Purdy's out for however long, too, because if he has the same thing, elbow problems like Bieber and McKenzie. UCL, MCL, ACL, anything. The ACL's the leg, but all the other CLs are all the arms. I mean, Lance that'd be a tough decision because then you're stuck with him because Purdy's not going to probably end up playing until midway through the season by the time he's cleared.
Do you remember that Kyler Murray is going to be out for almost the whole season? So just think how bad the Cardinals will be this year. Like, they lost Hopkins right now, and then what's
looking for another quarterback?
I think they're trying to get into the Caleb Williams derby.
They got to be one of the worst. I can't. Colt McCoy. That's the guy. So,
but that you can't even tank with Colt McCoy though. That's
I know he's trying to good job. Yeah, exactly.
Like
I'm just saying, I cannot believe Colt McCoy is Kelly Holcomb still playing. Like I just don't
think so.
It's just crazy to me.
I mean, who would you rather have, Baker or Colt McCoy?
Right now?
Yeah, sure.
That's a good question.
No, that's what I when I asked it, I'm like, it's a little closer than what I thought. I might
If you're the Browns, let's say, you have the Browns roster, which one do you take?
Probably, I think Baker can be more dynamic, but I think Colt McCoy is safer. And I've seen enough of Baker, so give me Colt.
You know what's surprising? I just looked this up. What do you think Colt McCoy's career record is? With being a backup and playing with the Browns, would you think it'd be closer to 5 wins, 10 wins, 15 wins, 20 wins? How many wins do you think Colt McCoy has out of all the games he's started?
22. I'd say higher than you think. I think he's like a 500 quarterback, probably.
I think he's below 500.
Well, the Cleveland days really kill him, probably.
Keith, what are you thinking?
I think he's below 500. Because them years here in Cleveland killed his career.
Yep. And honestly, that's kind of the case. With Cleveland, he was 6-15. Washington, we'll do some math here. 1-6. Giants 1-1. Arizona 3-3. In his career, he has 11 wins. But I think outside of Cleveland, that's how long it's been and how rough it's been with the quarterback, the carousel all the time. That so many Browns fans value Colt McCoy, and he only has 11 wins.
I don't value him at all. I think everyone overhypes
that journeyman quarterback that you don't expect him to end up being as good as he is because he's in the winning spotlight at times. Like look at him and Cooper Rush for Dallas are almost in the same sentence because the guys you don't expect because Colt McCoy's somehow still around.
Yeah.
Well, that's still 9 more wins than Johnny Manziel. So.
And 11 more wins than Hugh Jackson, right?
Yeah, DeShone Kaiser and all that fun. Oh my goodness.
Cody Kessler.
15 baby carrots.
Just trust me.
Oh geez, yeah, yeah. We tried to get Hugh on. He's busy, probably losing today. So even if with a game not even being played.
Well, Ed, I mean, speaking of losing, I have a question for you last week. I have a question for you this week. All 3 of you now, since you're all here.
Okay.
It's similar to you got to guess the team. Right, so Ed was kind of fucked with me last week. Couldn't have any chance of the questions we played. Are you paying attention? Are you keeping up? I was 0 for 4 on that, or whatever we did.
1 for 5, Casey. You were 1 for 5.
That's a 200 batting average. You're batting your weight.
Yeah, we'll say for sure. 177. I was gonna do so. The question here, I'm gonna give you. There's about 2/4 questions. First question is, who do you think this season in MLB had the largest winning streak and the shortest winning streak? So I'll give you that the most games won in a row was 13 by a team.
Atlanta.
And then the last one was only 2 games by a team.
I'm going for it. I'm going for it right away because I'm trying to think of your thinking. The longest overall is the Rays to start the year.
Yep, and right behind them are the Reds with 12. So you're correct.
I was just about to say Cincinnati.
Okay. And the shortest, I think, might also, and the shortest streak being 2 games.
That's the shortest, longest winning streak.
Oh, so the shortest has to be.
So for this team, this is the most wins they've won in a row.
They've never won 3 games all year.
It's Kansas City. Oakland has to win more.
Yep.
Look at that. Yep. He was 2 for 2 on that one, right? Because it was the Rays, which they beat Detroit, Washington, the A's, and Boston. And the shortest one was Kansas City with the Giants and the Giants. So then what do you think?
Without interleague play, that just ruins everything for them, too.
and if you would like to know, the Cleveland Guardians were 4. It was the most wins in a row. That was 3 against Seattle, 1 against
I was about to say, that had to be way in April.
Yeah, to start the season. That's how bad that was.
21 straight in September.
And the Twins, same with us, 4 with 3 of the Royals and 1 Marlins, right? So we're going to swap over to the other side. Let's see if Peyton can go 4 for 4 here since he's on this one. Who had the largest losing streak this season and then the shortest losing streak this season?
The largest losing streak?
Yes, and that would be 11 games, and then the shortest would be 3.
The shortest has to be Atlanta Braves.
Nope.
Really? And the longest, I'd say Oakland.
Correct. Oakland had 11. The White Sox had 10. The Pirates have had 10. And then the Royals have had 10. So, correct. And what about the other answer?
The shortest losing streak?
Hmm.
Is it the Orioles?
Nope.
I really couldn't end up telling you. Like, I honestly don't know.
Ed, anything?
No
Keith,
offense, did I
anything?
pass it to Ed or Keith?
Okay,
The
short.
Guardians.
Yeah, correct. So right before they lost yesterday, it's the Guardians. Correct. This is when I saw the stat. So could you believe that the Cleveland Guardians had that's insane to me. And guess who they lost in those 3 games to before? Washington, Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
Just think
basically
about
the Guardians. They don't win a lot and they don't lose a lot. They just stay where they're at. And it's like,
Yeah,
They
so
always have pitching to bounce them back, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the way the rotation is. You've had, now I wouldn't say failures, but you've had guys like Cal Quantrill, you've had Plesac, you've had Savali. One of those guys are bouncing back to at least win you a game. And when you have Bieber, Bybee, Gavin Williams, like you have like your pitching.
yeah, but you got Jose Ramirez, Josh Naylor, like Stephen Kwan. If you have them who can take over a game,
David Fry now.
Yeah, David Fry, Sandy Leone now. I mean, shit.
Bring him up.
Did you guys see by any chance too? And I'm still on the topic of baseball. The latest trade rumors for the Guardians now.
What is that?
They're saying that Aaron Savali is one of the top controllable starters on the trade market now this summer, and there's a
I said
good
this last week.
might part ways with them. So you might end up having Bybee, Logan Allen, Williams, call up another starter out of AAA. You might end up having Quantrill was the one tweet I saw, but I don't want Quantrill in the rotation at all by any means. But you end up having maybe Joey Cantillo. Yeah, like you're having Daniel Espino isn't going to be healthy, but like this might be the rotation for the future. Who knows?
Correct, but it's like every 4 years that we have. I feel like you have those times we bring Bieber up, we bring Savali up, we bring Plesac up. 2 are good. I mean, they all started pretty good, and then one just drops off to excel. The Danny Salazar, Carlos Carrasco. Back then, you had those that came out of nowhere, and then Salazar started hot. Went downhill, so it's the odds of all 3 or 4 then being tough is tough to believe, consistently.
If you can get 2 out of 3, that's really good, and then just kind of keep building off that, and then but
I agree with you. And then you have the overlap that we have with Kluber and Bieber. There's 2 pretty much aces there.
The one thing Cleveland constantly does, though, is part ways with whoever out of their pitching the right time. Because look at what Kluber's done since he's been traded.
He goes to every team and gets blown up, basically.
Yeah, like with the Red Sox, I think he was the opening day starter to begin with. And
he was.
He's become nobody. Like he's in career purgatory.
Yeah.
Clevenger.
Yeah.
But look who we got back for Kluber. Class A.
Huge. Even though he's been blowing saves, I'd rather have him over Kluber at that point.
100%.
And you had Delino DeShields at that back then too. But like that was the good of the bad. Right. Taking the throw-in piece and get Clase as well because you have longer term.
And he got suspended for that year for PEDs.
Yep.
Which is worrisome because then he thought you blew that trade. Even no matter how bad Kluber was, he didn't get banged for PEDs and had to miss out, so.
Well, speaking of a former Guardians/Indians pitcher, Peyton, you sent me this video a couple of days ago. Might have been a week ago, but Trevor Bauer overseas.
I can get his jersey if you want. I got it.
He actually was MVP, I think, for the month of June, or was it July?
I think so. I think you were right. I think it was June over there in Japan.
Yeah, and he was expressing some anger with some of his teammates for not making the right plays and everything. So it's nice to see that his anger is still where it is. But you know what? He's pitching well. I mean, I don't know exactly how strong the Korean league is. I believe that he's over.
Hey, baseball's big in Korea.
Like he got rocked in the beginning, so
he did.
He's essentially probably, if we're being realistic, losing to minor league guys. Like look at Alex Manoah. same thing, getting rocked in the independent league. Like Bauer had to get humbled so badly in the Korean league over in Japan. And like that, you honestly think anybody in the majors wants him? Even if they're like, okay, I'll take $1 million. You think I'm going to want Bauer?
Is there a player like this in history, that were in a similar spot that you compare it to?
I don't think in baseball. I think maybe in football, like you had Ricky Williams go to the Canadian Football League at one point. But like for baseball, nobody's ever really done it. And the only one that could have probably would be, you're talking Pete Rose.
Yeah.
And he didn't play ball anymore. He's just been banned from
Mike Vick.
Yeah, he played Canadian Football League too, right?
Well, no, but he took those 3 years off, 4 years, whatever it was off, and he came back, because he went to the
penitentiary.
Yeah, well, the Falcons,
penitentiary,
and then you got what after that was the Eagles.
Yeah,
and the Steelers.
Eagles. The Steelers was always a surprising one with him too. Like
those are the teams he went to. What number was he on them? Since Big Ben's 7.
He might have been 1 or 2. I'm not sure. Like, it was a weird number to see him in. I'm wondering.
Ed, you have the jersey, don't you?
No, I do. I do not. I do not have the jersey.
Oh, I thought you did.
Yeah, I was right. He was number 2.
You got the orange one then, Ed.
Yeah, that's
the
orange jumpsuit edition.
Yeah, right.
Vic 7 on the back. You don't got that one.
There's so many bad jokes that I could probably go down, but it's so bad that it's not even worth mentioning. Like, no, just continue. Like, I don't want to even end.
Ray Rice, Peyton had the Ray Rice jersey in the closet.
Nope.
Kareem Hunt.
Jeez, all guys that could have been on the Browns at one point, probably.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't think Michael Vick could have ever been for the Browns with the dog pound and everything. That just would not work.
Perfect fit.
Well, that's why he played for the Steelers.
Yeah.
He was protesting.
Jumping into the dog pound.
Is that when Swagger died? Oh,
I thought you were saving that for Breakhead News.
Oh no! You know what? I'll say one thing. I cannot believe. You know what? Prayers and everything. Hope he's in dog heaven to Swagger. But when they had the funeral for him, I just
shed a tear.
No, I did not. I just thought that was a little bit much. But you know what? Maybe down in Orlando, Casey, that's what you people do down there. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I know. You probably have a parade at Disney for him or do something.
Yeah, we're going to Disney World. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just has to walk outside and he's there.
Yeah.
You got that right. Yep. Correct.
maybe when the Browns win the Super Bowl this year, we can all go down to Disney World. Going to Disney World.
Yeah, that's right.
Like sports show edition of We're Going to Disney World.
Yeah, it'll be the cheapest vacation you've ever taken. So
nice.
Yeah. Speak. So I'm sure Ed enjoyed this last week with Ronnie Belliard.
I love him.
Got another one.
So I got a new one this week. They got a new one for you this week. Right? Now we got Peyton here, so we can see if he can figure it out.
Hey, I wasn't bad for being a rookie with the other ones. The streak game.
I know.
We're going streaking.
That's right.
That's what a
Come on, go in the courtyard. Let's go. Snoop the Loop. Yeah, we could do that one. So, Keith, got backup now. Keith's back. So,
yeah. He heard Michael Vick's name. He's like, I'm out.
He was looking for the jersey. He knocked the phone off.
Yeah, he's looking for
But so this All-Star played on the Cleveland Indians in the 2004 season, which was also the last season he played for us. He was with us from 2002 to 2004. He played outfield. His only All-Star season was 2004. And his playing career lasted from 1995 to 2006. And I will give you his stats while he was with us. He had a 50 in 3 seasons, 50 home runs, 180 RBIs, 41 stolen bases, 180 walks, 165 strikeouts with a 257 batting average. And then his All-Star season, he hit 277 with 20 homers and 9 stolen bases.
Shot in the dark.
Casey Blake.
Gonzalez.
Not Casey Blake.
Juan Gonzalez.
David DeLucci.
No.
Jody Garrett.
That's who I was thinking.
I was gonna guess Jody Garrett. I was gonna guess.
No.
20 home runs.
Okay,
And he
so
played
how-
outfield.
afterwards.
1995. What did he play in his first couple of years?
Okay, yeah, perfect. I'll run through it for you.
Yeah,
He
sure.
went Minnesota.
Matt
Matt Lawton.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Lawton.
Matt Lawton.
Man. And then afterwards, after he went, I think he went to Pittsburgh after he ended up playing in Cleveland.
Pittsburgh, Chicago, New
Mhm.
York, Seattle.
Man, Casey and I could probably talk about Matt Lawton when he first started playing ball, and I feel like our age bracket was like, this is the guy, and he wasn't. He was never the guy.
He had a 267 career batting average.
He made an All-Star game, and we're like, yep, this is it. We're buying in. My
Do
8-year-old
you know
self.
how we acquired Matt Lawton?
Trade for cash considerations?
No, think of the team that he was traded to or traded from.
Was it Minnesota? No.
Was it
Yeah.
the Expos?
It
Oh,
was Minnesota. Oh,
well, oh man. So
no,
he
was Mauer involved? I don't know.
Well, so actually, I fixed it. He actually traded from the Mets. It went to the Twins, to the Mets, then to us. We got in this trade, I'll tell you right now, we got the trade by the Mets with Alex Escobar,
Oh yeah, I remember. He was supposed to be so good. He was so
Jared Riggin, and two players we named later in exchange for Roberto Alomar, Mike Baxick, and Danny Peoples.
Danny Peoples. I remember. He's not a closer, but he was a relief pitcher or something, I believe.
And then we traded him to the Pittsburgh Pirates for Arthur Rhodes.
Lefty Arthur Rhodes, who was pretty good for
That's how that was his journey with us and without us.
Yeah.
Arthur Rhodes was a lefty.
Yeah, he was a lefty. He was I think he played for Baltimore. Had some good seasons. And
He played 20 years.
Yeah, he played forever.
Arthur Rhodes?
Yeah, he retired in 2011. He played for the Orioles, Mariners, Phillies, 1 year for the Indians, Phillies, Mariners, Marlins.
Yeah, he was in the playoffs a lot. Arthur Rhodes. Yeah.
Who do you think had more longevity, Jamie Moyer or Arthur Rhodes? They both were up there in age.
Yeah.
Jamie
Moyer.
One was a reliever.
Moyer was an Indians killer because he beat us in Game 5 of the 2001 ALDS. I knew when we got to Game 5 because that was Sabatia's rookie year when he went 17-5. That was the year.
Moyer played till he was 49.
Julio Franco was up there too. It was both Moyer and Franco that played forever.
Moyer had 25 years.
I saw
49.
Julio Franco play for the Indians back at Old Municipal Stadium back in the day. That's how old he is. That's how old he is, not me.
Franco played from 82 to 2007.
The amount of service time they both had between like Bartolo Colon, Moyer, and Julio Franco, the amount of money that they get now for like pension wise and their amount of service time, because I believe that also goes hand in hand with it, is they ended up playing for so long and they're making a ton of money for just
Franco hit 298 for playing for 23 years. He hit 298 batting average is pretty tough.
Oh yeah. 298.
Played till he's
nice
48.
stance.
Yeah.
How do you end up hitting when that bat is so far back?
I don't know.
Like your bat speed is being delayed as soon as you end up getting it from behind the crouch and behind the center of your back to get up here to end up coming around.
Man, he must be at the barbecue. He must be swatting flies. He's so good.
But he played 23 years with a 298. What do you think? How many All-Star games do you think he made?
How many years playing?
He played 23 years and he had a 298 batting average.
I'm gonna say 12.
I'm gonna say 5 or 6. Not as many as you think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
3. That's it. Yep.
Wow.
In 1 year, he hit 341.
341. What year was that? 2000.
341 at 91. He made the All-Star from 89 to 91, and then he hit. So the years he didn't make it, he hit 306. He hit 319, 303, 319, 300, 309, and didn't make it those years. That's tough. Like you're hitting that high.
You think back then batting average was valued as much, or what? Because that was the steroid era, they'd rather see home runs.
That might be because they all hit about 300. Like nowadays, you guys, I watch these batting averages of like 260, 270. Back in the day, like Keith can attest to this. You had, these, even if you weren't an all-star, you're expected to hit like 290, 300. My goodness, and that doesn't make you an automatic all-star. Nowadays, you hit 300.
Some of these averages now, they would have got sent to the minors back in them days.
I mean, these guys are horrible. Some of them.
Like Naylor's top 10 batting average with what, 305, 305.
Back in like 89, 9. That's what 30th for. I mean, that's not. You had a whole list of people batting. That was ridiculous.
You know what's even more crazy too is you look at Texas Rangers lineup when they played the Guardians this weekend. They had, I think, 3 or 4 guys in their lineup that are batting around 300 or above. And meanwhile, Cleveland's lineup, you have 2 300 hitters. Who do you think the better team is just looking at statistics alone? Like you have 4 guys batting 300. I think they're winning games for a reason. Doing the money ball aspect. They're getting on base.
Yep. And then you look at the home run numbers, and it's not even.
Yeah, like the run differential.
No
Texas
comparison.
Up there for however long with the run differential. I'm glad they didn't end up smoking us as bad as they did. That Friday game was rough, but I mean that's the only game you ended up actually losing bad to. Rangers are tough. Yeah. Not happy about it.
Should have won Sunday. Should have won
Friday.
It's a Cleveland thing. Sorry.
Well, hopefully they end up playing against Pittsburgh and taking however many 3, just sweep.
Well, the Twins took care of Oakland. That's what you got to have to do when you in a division that's, basically 500 might win you the division. You got to beat up on these bad teams. Pittsburgh, not a good team. You better go there and at least get 2 out of 3, but you really should sweep them. And good luck to X tonight. X gonna give it to you. We'll see. I know this has been a great 100th episode. I want to go around the horn and I know we're getting up to $1.06. Don't want to be too long here because Peyton Vince is here. I got my boss here tonight. Don't want to get yelled at.
Just because I'm in the room doesn't mean we could end up going over a little bit.
Right, I know. It's right, exactly. I know I'm on borrowed time right now, so I want to go around the horn now.
You're fine. You're in control. Did you do the sponsors yet? The Casey Show is done.
After the ship.
I missed it. We might have to go through that again.
It was right when I got on. He said, just like Casey's muscles, right after I popped on.
Man, it's like you got the science down to a T.
We're scrolling there. We gave a shout out to the Black Bookie Snooze You Lose podcast. He's 3 for 3 in the last 3 weeks.
Not 2, but 3.
Casey's making bank.
3 times.
Then show the guns again so we can. There, look at that. That's right. Titan Nutrition, 10% off your order. TitanNutrition.net/We Like Sports to get that 10% off right there. So we did it again. We love it.
Now you see, I think that might have bought us like another 15 minutes of airtime, possibly.
Well, okay.
Because we paid the bills, we're good to go.
All right. Well, you know what, Peyton, since this is your baby and everything like that, your 100th episode, throw something out there. Whatever you want to do, my guy. We're on your time now.
Man, you're throwing me out there for a loop. Everybody's been doing all these games.
Come on, Peyton and Sandusky. Let's go. What do you mean?
Well, I've been sending every script idea to Ed. Here we go.
That's right, Ed.
Yeah. Hey, I've just been spitballing ideas.
What do you think you are, Peyton is?
So anyways, I ended up sending this to Ed earlier. Did you end up hitting on the legendary home run derby?
I was just about to. I have it in my notes right now, but I'll have you do it. I was going to hit that. Yep.
You do it. That's the route I want to go because I feel like you do the better job there.
All right. Well, home run legends derby. Now, obviously, the home run derby, they hit back. Okay, guys, I don't know. Guys hitting 220. They go there. They hit a home run. I like to give me the legends. Give me the Ken Griffey Jr., David Ortiz, Albert Pujols, and Jim Thome, who said they would love to do a home run legends derby next year at the All-Star game. So my question to you guys is, who would you like to see, or out of those 4 guys mentioned I just named right there, who do you think would win it? My thing is Ken Griffey Jr. had the sweetest swing. And actually 1998 in Colorado, Griffey beat Jim Thome in the home run derby. So I would love to see a rematch of that. And other guys that could be put into it. I mean, I don't care. Give me Albert Bell. I know he's got a degenerative hip, but he's got a bad attitude, and I'd love to see him just swat the ball.
Mangley Ordonez.
Omar Infante.
Vladimir Guerrero.
Junior.
Senior.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Torrey Hunter.
Torrey Hunter Jr.
Victor Martinez. Russell Branyan.
Could you imagine 4-4? 4 you
Adam Dunn.
Adam Dunn would actually strike out, I think.
Ryan
I'd
Zimmerman.
love to see that. If you end up having 4 current guys, 4
Nick
legends,
Swisher.
no. Julio Rodriguez.
Justin
Show me if
Morneau.
he's willing to do it. Adley, I'd give another chance to. And who would be the other
Brady
guy?
Sizemore.
You're just throwing out your legends.
You know what I would like to see? I'm glad you said that because, with Julio Rodriguez, have it like a team thing. Have an old guy from your team and a young guy and have it like, say, the Guardians go up there with like Jim Thome and Jose Ramirez. Have the Mariners with, Rodriguez.
Travis Hafner.
You're doing like the Shooting Stars competition.
Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of do something like that. But that way it's team-oriented as well.
I'd enjoy that.
Sammy Sosa.
Barry
Casey's
Bonds.
gonna get removed if he keeps doing this.
Rafael Palmeiro.
Who else juiced back? Roger Clemens.
Yeah, we did.
All of them juiced back then.
Jan Gomes. Roberto Perez.
Do you think Miles Straw could hit a home run in the home run derby?
No.
Stephen Kwan.
Stephen Kwan. Out of everybody out of the lineup, Jose Ramirez has to be the one that would be in the home run derby, right? Maybe
Encarnacion.
Yep.
Just call up Oscar Gonzalez just for this.
Milton Bradley.
Game over, Casey.
Shin-Soo Choo.
I was a big Chu fan. I thought he did his thing in right field.
David DeLucci. Ben Francisco. Franklin Gutierrez.
Casey's not human.
Matsui.
That viral video that's going out with that lady that saw the reptilian person and she's screaming, Casey, you are not real. The amount of Cleveland Indians that you can name that were just meaningless in the history of baseball.
Jamie Carroll.
Jason Michaels.
Brandon Phillips.
Johnny
Ben Broussard.
I'm having PTSD right now. Like seriously,
Kenny
that
Lofton
era
the second time around. Manuel
Josh
Ramirez.
Barfield.
Yeah.
Man.
Ronnie Belliard.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Asdrubal Cabrera.
Okay, let's go. I got one. Fine. From all the names that you just named, Casey, of all those players that I never want to hear their names again, but since you just keep bringing them up and you continuously probably will for shows to come, which one broke your heart and wasn't good? Which one did you like? This guy is gold.
Peyton
Michael
Swisher.
Martinez. For various reasons.
Peyton, we're at the discretion of you to end the show now. Just throwing that out there.
Wait, hold on. I'll do you one better.
Josh Donaldson.
Look at that. He just removed himself. Well,
I would say Josh Donaldson in recent history.
You're not getting off that easy, Peyton. You gotta
Yeah, but the most heartbreaking one probably would have to be Michael Martinez, though, honestly. I mean, 2016. Why was he at the plate? Like,
Why
no
was he on
knock
the
on
postseason roster?
even better.
Because he was the last man on the bench, but why would we even have him?
Who else could you have had? Even if you, obviously rules have changed since then. Like, last year, you were able to end up having Bo Naylor. You were able to have Will Brennan because of whatever service time issues. And, postseason rules have changed. But if those rules were the same back in 2016, what minor league player would you might have had? That's what I wanted.
Let me look at. Here you go. On the 2016 Columbus Clippers.
Oh, boy.
This ship rocks. This ship rocks.
I'll give you the top. Here, I'll go down here. So Jesus Aguilar had 515 at bats in that season. The Clippers, who was the leading team, he had 30 homers. Right. Gio Urshela played in 117 games. He didn't hit 8 home runs, but still he hit 274. Ronnie Rodriguez, I don't know who that is, but he had
he got traded to Detroit.
Yeah,
116 games, and he hit 258. Joey Butler had 118, and he hit 240. Eric Gonzalez played in 104, and he had 300 he hit.
Well, I ain't so sorry as compared to Michael Martinez. I mean, come on.
And then he had Yandy Diaz, 95 games, 325. He had to have been on our team in that postseason, wasn't he? There's no way. Yeah, there's no way he would have been hitting 325 in 100 games and not been our team.
Have you seen Tito's lineups this year? There's a chance that he might have not have been. It's just like
there's no way, man.
I'm looking it up right now because I'm curious.
I mean,
that's going to be interesting if he wasn't.
Well, the answer to the question was anybody on the Columbus Clippers probably would have been better than Michael Martinez.
Well, that's why I was looking. Jeff Manship was on our team then.
Diaz wasn't on the outfield or on the roster for the World Series at least.
Nope, it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean,
Shocker.
It was.
He was hitting 325, man.
He's hitting too good. That's too good. We can't have that. Then you expect all the rest of the players to do that.
That's it. And if you look at the batting averages for our team, Martinez 0. So,
yeah,
like Yandy Diaz wasn't even a part of the roster at all. Like even looking at like the statistics through 2016, he wasn't even an option.
He probably could move up from Double-A then and played 95 games. But still, he hit 325 in 100 games.
Oh.
That's pretty tough.
Like that whole season was really weird though because the opening day roster in 2016 was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like you had your starters,
Jeff Manship, Dan Otero, Zach McAllister,
Cody Anderson.
Yeah, Taylor Naquin, Jesus. Brandon Geyer,
Juan Uribe played that year.
Coco Crisp.
Lonnie Chisenhall, Abraham Almonte before he got busted.
Yeah, I was actually going to be part of the squad, but I was batting 400, and they said, "You're going to show
look
up."
how bad that team sounds.
You're like, hey, chase the water, stay down in single A.
Yeah. That's one thing about the Guardians is the more you hit, they'll just keep you down. They don't want to do it.
So do you know who had the highest batting average in the World Series for us?
Oh, it wasn't Lindor.
You can name the top one of the top 5. So Lindor was 5. He hit 296. He was
Lindor,
fifth. Ramirez was 310. He was 3rd.
Napoli?
Nope.
The party at Napoli's ended early.
Yeah, Napoli hit 140. So.
Oh.
Lonnie Chisenhall?
Nope.
Rajay Davis.
Nope.
He had that one big hit.
Yeah, I figured. I didn't know how much. Yeah, 1 for 1. I don't know.
Man.
Kipnis. No, he had a horrible
Santana? Jan Gomes. No, because it was Perez that year. It was Perez. Perez has to be up there, right?
That's what I was thinking. Oh, my gosh.
Naquin?
I know. What am I?
I'm like going around the diamond.
I know. I'm running out of people.
Isn't this crazy?
Who? Oh my gosh!
Holy, like
they're both outfielders. 2 of them are outfielders.
Ryan Rayburn. No, Brandon Geyer. Was he number 1?
4 at 300 and 10 at bats.
10. See, this is.
Who else was in the Bradley
Zimmer?
That's
3 games they played.
Bradley Zimmer can't be in there.
No. No.
This one had
Coco
12 at
Crisp.
bats.
Coco Crisp?
Coco Crisp was in 12 at bats. He hit 333.
It's because of the hands.
And number one with 2 at bats.
See,
Hit with 1 hit.
5, so he's batting 500.
Michael Martinez.
Corey Kluber.
Wow.
Corey Kluber has the highest batting average in the world.
That shouldn't even count.
Yeah, you have to have a minimum of 3 at bats.
Corey Kluber had the highest batting average for the whole series. Both teams.
I'll never talk shit about him again. Never will. Sorry.
You know what's crazy though? That's not even a legit statistic anymore because pitchers aren't hitting.
Yeah,
So within
it's
7
true.
years, that's how much has changed in baseball. Within the past year, how much with pitch clock and MLB rules alone.
It's
Do
just
you like
crazy to
that they
think
don't
about.
bat? I kind of missed. I don't know. I think it was somewhat kind of cool.
Well,
Kyle
the
Hendricks
window-
had a 1.0 ERA in 10 innings against us.
Who did?
Kyle
Hendrick?
Hendricks. That's that's tough there. He pitched,
Jake
Probably-
Arrieta was rough too.
huh?
Jake Arrieta was rough for the
He
Cubs
was-
too.
yeah.
He had a really good year, I think, in 16.
11. Well, against us, he had 11 innings pitched, 2.38 ERA. Mike Montgomery had a 1.9 in 5 innings.
Like, I hate looking back at that so often. And what could have been every single year, I feel like that's what we're going to be looking at until the job's done.
Well, to be fair, the GOAT in that World Series for us, Cody Allen. He had 4
Yeah.
games, 6 innings, and they gave up 1 run.
Well, him and Miller were unstoppable. That was the best
Yeah.
back end of the bullpen I think you'd ever end up getting in baseball, probably, and I don't even know how long.
Well, the issue with that was Miller when he got to he played 4 games too, but he pitched 7.5 innings.
Mhm.
And once he got towards the end, he was getting rocked, just like Kluber. They see him too many times and they get.
The workload was too much.
That's what I'm saying. Because it was Kluber had 16 innings, Bauer had 8, Miller had 7, Josh Tomlin had 7.
My
Cody Allen had 6.
hot take is I cannot stand this. I think it's a loser mentality of Cleveland. I cannot stand when people say the rain delay caused us to lose, and here's why. Because you had Lindor up in the 9th inning. You had the bottom of the 9th after tying the game at 6. If that was Jeter and the Yankees, they would have won it.
What's
I'm so
Lindor
sick of
doing
Cleveland.
now, though?
There's no rain delay because we should have taken care of business in the bottom of the 9th. And
But what's Lindor doing now? New York, he is failing.
Oh, I know. Look, but I do not wish anything good for his career, Lindor, because of what happened. I'm
In a
just saying that
perfect world, he'd end up coming through in the 9th.
exactly.
But he ended up wanting to get paid.
Yep.
He got paid,
Yep.
and now Karma got back and got him, and he's batting like 240, if
Yep.
not less.
But he's got that smile. I can't.
You mean awesome Colin Payton from TNA? You said Karma.
Oh God, awesome! You went that realm of wrestling on me. I wasn't ready for it. It's been a while. But man, like I understand the aspect of like the rain delay, but like I was personally downtown in Gateway Plaza. Casey might have been there too. I don't remember. But either way, we were there plenty of times, and to actually be outside of the stadium and see and feel the energy sucked out because they had a rain delay, and it was sprinkling outside. Like you didn't need an umbrella. We all went underneath Quicken Loans Arena at the time, underneath the awning. But like there was still a buzz, but it's like, where's the energy at? It's a drastic pause. And if that's how it was outside of the stadium, how could it have been inside the clubhouse when it was proven fact that you saw the trophy at one point? It was in their clubhouse. You were that close.
Yeah, well, I remember '97 when they're up 2-1 on the Marlins and going into the bottom of the 9th and thinking this. I was 17 years old watching the game at my parents' house and in my rocking chair, numb because I can't believe we're about to win it. And like Tony Rizzo says on WKNR, he was actually in the Indians locker room and they had the tarp up, they had the bottles of champagne and everything, and it's just like that's got to be the most. The closest, and to rip it down, actually rip down,
So
champion.
history repeated itself essentially from 2016 to 97. History repeated itself, and history will always repeat itself.
Only team ever to lose Game 7 in extra innings, the Cleveland whatever you want to call them.
Hey, you sound like Mr. Pasica. He always just say history always repeats itself. That's what you sound
I
like.
was wondering if you'd catch on to that.
Yeah, I think that's what you sound like. What his Doritos he was always eating. Yeah. But I think I left though. I think I went to Game 7 down there, and I think I left when the rain delay hit. And then I think I watched. I remember I watched the end of it in my living room. I remember that with the lights off. I had that like rally towel in my hand. I remember I threw it down. We lost, but I swear I left.
You should have stayed, Casey. All the juju left when you left.
I think because they were getting their ass kicked, and I was like, "Oh, fuck this!" Like, I stood here for fucking 7 games. We went to like every single game. We just stood outside, and it was freezing. So I think I just said
30 degrees.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what happened.
Well, Cleveland in November, it's not exactly going to be Orlando in July.
Well, how many times do we get Cleveland baseball in November?
Yeah.
So my wiener was gonna fall
another
off.
thing, World Series, the baseball season's too long. You should never play any games in November. It's ridiculous.
Well, they finally changed it however many years later that they tried to ended up finishing it like the last week of October, like the first day of November. But back then you were going until November 4th, November 5th.
Ridiculous.
And Chicago isn't a warm weather area either. They're right by us.
Correct.
That's what Major League Baseball wanted. They wanted the Cubs to win. They made a new song, we didn't start the fire. I don't know if it's Fallout Boy
I
or
saw
whatever.
it. It is Fallout
Yeah,
Boy.
and if the Cubs finally, I can't. I hear those lyrics. I can't do it.
Like it's
Billy,
cool.
your boy Billy Joel, Peyton, sing the Billy Joel version.
And I'll just play it on the podcast edition. If you want to end up listening to that, make sure to end up listening right here. Casey is actually going to sing it to you right now for the podcast.
Start the fire.
It was
On the
always
Love it when they don't hit the lyrics.
Adding Columbus and Peyton Vincent.
Joe McCartney, Richard Nixon, Studebaker Television, North Korea, South Korea,
CJ Hawkins.
bro.
Joe DiMaggio.
JFK blown away. What else do I have to say?
DJ Hawkins.
Not
His name is Peyton, and it's Peyton Vince.
Well, on that note,
Thank you. Peyton, do us the honors, please.
Oh yeah, I got one more thing before we go.
oh God, Casey, I know what you do.
No, this is
One
an
more
interesting
thing.
one.
One more
Interesting
thing.
Acknowledge me, Peyton Vince. Acknowledge me. So
Acknowledge me.
there you go.
Yeah, you
But, okay, anyway.
what's your way to point? I got the easy route. All right, go on though.
All right, so I don't know how long this has been going on, but this is MLB again. I'm going with another rankings 1 to 30. You need to name who do you think out of there's 329 draft picks this team has drafted. How many have reached the MLB for winning percentage? Give me a percentage, right? Out of 329, what team do you think it is, and what the percentage you think is? And the lowest team, what do you think out of 328 draft picks? What do you think the percentage of people that made it to the league? And again, what team is it?
So they have to be drafting successfully, or else they're not. It's a between
successfully is if they made the MLB.
Guardians up there.
Guardians are
Pirates
number
up
4.
there.
Guardians are 4 with 18%.
Pirates are 2 or 1.
Pirates are 6 with
Wow, they're actually behind the Guardians.
17%.
What about the Red Legs? Cincinnati? You call them the Red Legs down here? Oh, they're not.
They are 10th.
Okay, I knew they were
16%.
Okay, they're still top third.
Milwaukee Brewers.
The Brewers are 27th.
Kansas City.
Are you naming the best, the most, or going?
I'm just throwing teams out there
We're
right
naming
now.
teams that we think a lot of players.
The Royals are 16th.
The Mets. They have
Yeah,
to be
you're right.
Mets.
The Mets are the last place.
Okay.
With 9%. So only 9% of 300. So only 30 of the 330 players that got drafted has reached the MLB.
So let me ask this question then. For the most successful ones, I'm thinking Yankees, but the Yankees trade their prospects. So does it count afterward? Okay.
Oh,
They're 3. The Yankees are 3 at 20%.
what about Colorado? Because they
20.
no,
The Orioles have to be number 1.
The Orioles are 25.
Wow.
I know.
They had to be number one. They had to be 25.
Well, like they have however many great prospects getting.
Okay, see,
called
these
up.
are fake stats. These are fake stats.
Number one is an AL team, and number two is an NL team.
Oakland.
No.
Our 29th.
Boston?
Cavs.
Red Sox?
18th.
Minnesota
is 5th.
Ooh.
Miami Marlins?
Is 28th.
Seattle
7th.
Tampa Bay Rays?
13th. I think we're gonna get every single team except for
I know.
Texas
Toronto
is 9th.
For the Rangers? He's got to count.
11th.
Disneyland, the Angels.
is 21st.
The Giants?
We're running out of teams here.
I know.
Is 26th.
Man.
It's an AL team or an NL team?
One AL. Number one is AL. Number two is NL.
Chicago White
White
Sox.
Sox.
Are 17th.
Detroit Tigers?
Is 19th.
Dude, I am running out of teams.
I know. We're,
Seattle Mariners, we got already.
we said Seattle. We said Oakland.
Houston Astros.
Yeah. Damn.
Is first.
Oh, damn. Okay. So
And we still have to do the last one, too?
No,
Yeah,
the
no.
last one's the Mets.
Okay.
The
Well,
Mets at 9%. The Astros at 23%. The Dodgers are second.
The Dodgers are at 2?
Yeah.
You looked like the angle you had him in, Ed, was that you were about to, like, punch him through his
I just,
You're, like, right over.
Casey
You're
does this,
right.
Peyton, he does this week. You think with you being here, he would stop doing this, but every week you can't, the show never ends with Casey.
Well, I got to get to softball.
Hey, brother, is this Hulkamania? What are we doing here?
All right. I'm going to end up ending the show this way. Since Casey ends up doing all these stats all the time, I'm going to end up naming off a basketball player throughout his career. Played for the Cavs at one point. He has played in 846 games, 551 started, averaged 6.8 points per game, 5.0 assists, total rebounds 2.5, 1.2 steals, and 0.1 blocks. He played in 14 seasons, if I do math right. He played with LeBron James, too, if that hint helps.
Oh, okay.
Amon Shumpert.
Nope.
No.
1995 to 2008.
I didn't hear the years. I didn't hear the years.
The Ukraine train by Tally Potapico.
What's the years?
I just looked it up. You should have been paying attention. 1995 to 2008 was all.
Oh,
the
I
seasons.
wouldn't have said that then. I didn't hear that part. Okay.
I didn't say it until the end. It was just a future hint.
It wasn't.
Oh, I was going to say I didn't know
was
that.
it?
That gave me a dirty look when I guessed that.
No,
one.
okay. Chris Mills, Bobby, Tyrone Hill.
Nope. You're just throwing George Hill, Tyronn Lue, like.
No, but I'm actually going. I'm actually going from 95. I'm going the time frame at least. I'm trying to.
The time in Cleveland was near the tail end of his career.
Oh,
David
okay.
Jones?
Oh, okay.
Nope. You're close. You're in the right realm.
So it had to be like 14.
Mhm.
So when was his last year then? Oh, okay.
2008.
14. Okay. Oh, okay. What's his? Joe Smith.
Nope. He was a guard.
Oh, he's a guard.
Eric Snow.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, darn it. Canton McKinley's Bulldog.
Jeff McGinnis was my other one I was thinking.
Yeah, Eric Snow, just a random guy. That's my random cast player of the week, I guess. And I'm gonna end up ending the show that way. So on that note,
Thank you.
Ed, do you want to close the show?
No.
When they met in Columbus,
There's
you
my
should sell
screen
my
just
wiener.
went black.
Actually, you know what I do? I want to give us and We Like Sports Show, pat on the back. Congratulations. 100 episodes. Look at that right there. 100. Better than Wilt Chamberlain. So congratulations to all. Also, check out the We Like Sports, our website. We got articles and everything. So we want to check that out. Check out our sponsors, Snooze You Lose and Titan Nutrition.
Going for 4 in a row next week.
4 in a row. So, yeah, check us out. We're doing big and bad things in 2023.
And that is the Miller highlight
Yeah.
moment of these.
Exactly. And on that
We're
note,
bad
make sure
and
to end up
bougie.
catching our show 8 a.m. Tuesday morning, the replay. Make sure to catch us on YouTube, Twitter at We Like Sports PC on Twitter, WeLikeSportsPC.com. If you're interested in writing with us, interested in becoming an editor, possibly looking for people, so reach out to us. And I don't know how to do that thing you guys are doing at the end of the show, so I'm going to end up heading out of the room. But Ed and Casey, have fun ending the show. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. All right, Casey. Let's do this. I think we can handle it, right? Are you sure?
I think so.
Are you sure you don't have anything else?
Yeah. Do you think that Kyrie Irving will finish the season on the Mavericks next year?
No.
Where do you think he goes?
Lakers.
Well, what the Lakers?
Yep. I don't know. I just think it'd be cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to everybody that's tuned in. We Like Sports Show coming at you. We'll be back next week. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, audience.